It's been sitting and waiting, but this is the exact opposite. And now Slasher has those added tools to work with, the Hellstorm, the Lightning, lying in wait. But it's United and Fences early, and you got to think the comeback needs to start now. They've gone down early, take deep breaths, start to climb back into this, see if they can do it at Fences.
Well, the Lightning's only going to find one, but Slasher finds two. He keeps it going as he's on his seventh spree, still alive from Garage Hill. And that might be the opening to get in, as he's going to have Octane inside Shed, but Abizi, he's going to find two. Slasher still contesting, trying to stay alive. He's going to at least buy enough time for his reinforcements to be here.
Yeah, this has been a decent job by 100 Thieves in the sense they've contested a lot of this time, but now United get the full break. They're set up, they pushed out 100 Thieves, but 100 Thieves getting that close spawn towards Arshids so they can reinforce this quickly. Two have already dropped, make it 3 down for United as they continue to try and collapse and just make sure they can contest this as much as they can, make it as messy as possible. And even though you got some time for United, you still feel like that's a win for 100 Thieves just based on the fact that you don't mount that 40 to 50 seconds for United to start that comeback coming in.
Look at Slasher already has the War Machine. I would love to hop on board with him if we can, see if he invests that. And always a big shout out to our wonderful observer all weekend long, and Paradox does such a great job for the CWL. There's that Hellstorm that flies on in. That's going to be Enable again. He's double positive on a 5 spree, and another clean break for 100 Thieves as Kenny's going to find Abizi.
But one good thing is Enable drops before he gets streaks, so United don't have to worry about anything else. All the streaks have now been tossed into this from the 100 Thieves side, but they also have the control of the hard point. The lead now up to 105 to 36. They're smoking United in the early going, but you feel like United, Clay, that hype, that energy, at some point the crowd's gonna get behind them. They're gonna make a late surge. They're gonna start to get into this, but when is it too little too late?
Well, I think they have time right now. If they can find these next couple of seconds, rotate on over to this first hill. We saw in the Optic series, the first set of rotation, they were down about 50 or 60 points. And then that second rotation, they just absolutely exploded. The good thing, no more streaks on the side of 100 Thieves. But the bad thing, Priest is able to find two. As BZ just trying to stay alive. Nice gunfight win on the Kenny.
And if you think about the heavy hitters for United, I mean, Simp and Arcides, right? You're two just incredibly high skill players. Right now, 7-9 for Simp. And struggled, I believe, 7-12 for Arcides, as he hasn't really been able to get going either.
And Enable, 17-10, finding another 2 kills. He's in a good, comfortable position
and
right now.
And we've seen him with a map 1 that was atrocious. When he started out 1-16 early in this tournament, not going to be the case here, as he is on fire. As 100 Thieves look to double up the United side as we're into the second set of rotations. Now TAC 5. In from Kenny as he deals with the battle at Rock. A little bit of a bait and switch as Enable tries to get involved. Kenny can't snap to the second, so it'll be Rock control and Garage control over to United, with 2 players trying to filter in through steps for the side of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, Priest, he's getting pretty close to Crab Slam. Abizi has his. Well, this is a setup that you want. You have the players towards the back, but Priest is going to find 1 kill on the placer. The rest of 100 Thieves, they're trying to hold the front, set up the pinch, a nice Crab Slam to at least hold off that first push.
I called out Simp just a moment ago, and now he's on 5 in a row. He has a Lightning to work with. War Machine is going to be out trying to get the Hellstorm, which could be massive tools for the comeback, but he will get cut down from behind. Tempest available on Octane currently, but damage just being done with the ICR at range. Him and Enable, combo to get inside as Enable's hot streak continues, now up to 20-12. Lambo control, concussion out, and Vision Pulse available.
Hardy has Vision Pulse, while you look at Arcides, 8-15, not even halfway there yet.
5 down.
Well, they're gonna push out from that. They're gonna try to rotate on over, and maybe this is where you use Vision to try to win this rotation. If they win it at Fences, maybe you force Simp to use the Lightning Strike. But if it's a great Vision Pulse, you saw how many points away he was. And yeah, he's going to use it right away to help them win. We'll see if that turns into streaks for Enable.
And they combo with the War Machine, and I think you're also thinking about throwing in the Grab Slam. But look how close Enable now is to streaks. He was only 35 points off. And what an early break that is from 100 Thieves to get back in. It seems like every time United have that early control, especially on something like Fences, the disruption comes in so fast from 100 Thieves. And now it's streaks for Enable. Tempest out from Octane. United continue to be pushed back with the hip fire. Not going to be good enough from the Tempest.
Yeah, BZ just trying to contest. Well, he's going to be followed up by Simp. Big 20 seconds for United, at least to contest the hill as much as possible as we rotate on over towards that Rock hill. Clayster's trying to find Kenny, really the last member here. And you know, 100 Thieves, because they have this lightning strike, they're cheating. You know, they're sort of playing towards that old contested time. They know they can push over there. They can break with the streak.
We got a 2-on-2 on the other side of things, and Octane and Slasher win that 2 versus 2. So that's going to be immediate pressure on to the next hard point. As we are now in a rocks, and it's a grab slam from Priesta, forces one out, funnels them into 2 players, and yet another time where maybe the transition looks good for E United, and 100 Thieves get it immediately, but it's a lightning strike from Sip, so they force it out of him early, but for Sip, you get good value out of it. You get 2 kills, now spawning out is 100 Thieves, and if you're gonna come back, it happens now.
Yeah, but Enable has one as well. You imagine, maybe with 30 seconds, he doesn't use it, but you can see he's in it right now. They don't want United to get this time. On top of that, Priest and Kenny find a couple of kills, and yeah, that break looked good. Is that now the second time, though, where you think the comeback might start and there's a streak available on 100 Thieves? Yeah, it's just too much utility. You allow those players to go off, earn that, and, well, that's where it's going to bite you.
Priesta, good to get knocked. Pristini going to continue to hit the shots. He connects on another one, and Clayster finishes 3 kills as he begins to go on a bit of a late flurry. A very slow start from Clayster. Is it going to be too little too late? Now into our 3rd set of rotations, back to bottom mid. Tac 5 in from E United. What can the young phenom and Sip do? Well, it's get gummed by Octane, as unfortunately he's going to end up dropping.
Yeah, it just feels like a lot of these 1v1s, you can see they're going the way of 100 Thieves. Slasher, he wins another one. He's 26-13. Really stepped it up in that Optic Gaming series. It propelled them forward into this grand final. Hasn't slowed down here.
A nice hold. Back at mid for E United as they continue to lock it down. But if you're E United, it's also not panic time. You have a chance to come back, but also we're your favorite in this series. If you look at the stats, it is the search and destroy. Obviously, you'd love to come in and shock them and get this game 1 hard point, but a lot of work to do now. The Tac 5 now off of the 100 Thieves side. A couple streaks do come in. It's Arcees that starts to go on a tear as he starts to turn his game around. Maybe those streaks combo into something big, but Kenny, another big play for him in London.
Finds 3 kills. How many multi-kills has he had today? RC's going to have to use that lightning strike early. Does find 2. Again, 100 Thieves, they could just play around that scrap time. Those final 10 to 15 seconds, they can continue to push. But they have to be careful. When you do that, you're giving your enemy, your opponent, more chances to earn more points towards those score streaks, towards those specialists. As we take a look, Simp getting close to another. War Machine Slasher not quite there yet. Octane does have the Tempest. The BZ getting close to the grab slam.
That's going to be 4 down for 100 Thieves. There goes the 5th as Arcenies picks up 2.
You see they're going again. You can see that they're going again. They're just trying to win off of this scrap time. We got to be careful with this. But when I say that, they find the kills.
Simp was still there. Arcenies as well, but they will dropping. And yeah, these 12 or so seconds can be so lethal. No option for E United but to go ahead and rotate. Now 100 Thieves even closer with regards to the striking distance to the win in this game 1. Octane also has his 2nd Tempest to work with Slasher, getting very close to that War Machine as well. You'll have Sip with a War Machine, a BZ almost a grab slam, and that Hellstorm on Arcenies to use. But you have got to be perfect on both sides of the hard point right now if you're E United.
And well, Kenny, there it is again. He finds 2 kills, followed up by Enable. A BZ trying to stay alive and finesse, but that's 4 down. Plays for the last one up. 100 Thieves just 5 seconds away. Arcenies is going to have to call in the Hellstorm. Does find Enable and gives them a chance as he finds a second to get back into that hill, but just 6 seconds away for 100 Thieves.
You hate to have to use that so early if you're United. You're one big tool to bring this back, but a nice one-on-one from Pristini. He's almost immediately traded out. The hill's contested right now. 4 are going to drop. 100 Thieves now just have to hold on. The final ticks in. Map 1 in. 100 Thieves should have the victory, but Simp gets 3. Simp gets 4. Dancing, dipping, diving, and somehow they keep it alive. And now we have to look to the other side of the map. The race is on. Clayster's able to get in, but it's too little, too late. And 100 Thieves strike first.
A late surge from E United, but it was just a little too late. And there was a couple of opportunities where they were going to get back into the game, but because of the big streaks from Enable and Slasher, they had those score streaks to break the setups.
And I felt like, you kind of heard the crowd behind E United just in the opening. The boos going the way of 100 Thieves. The crowd going to be behind E United, but that's one thing that I think 100 Thieves did so well. Every time it felt like it might ramp up for E United, every time they had a streak to use, and maybe they're going to be able to make a play and set up, 100 Thieves break. It's like they took the energy out of it for the E United side. They couldn't get anything going. Just big play at big moments just to slow down that run from E United, and they never really got it close, right? The lead was comfortable for 100 Thieves throughout, but they were heavily favored in the hard point. That kind of went the way you expected just based on the stats throughout this tournament.
Yeah, again, we're going to a search and destroy. E United 9-2, 100 Thieves 3-4.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, a very big difference. But one thing you have to note, I know it's a huge storyline for us, Placer. 1,300 plus days since he's won an event. 18-35 in that map number 1. He has to be better. This is where you need him to step on up. He has to turn that leader.
And I think we have seen moments, though, with Clayster where he has one moment, like a triple kill in a game, and suddenly Hype Man is back. The energy's there. He is one of the streakiest players I've ever seen in the history of Call of Duty eSports. So it's like he's one big play away from becoming the Clay we know he can be. But is that moment going to happen? And maybe happen in the search and destroy. But I think the eyes have to be on Seth. He's been #1 on the leaderboards. It seems he dropped double digits every time around. But before we get into the search, we're going to take a look at the final moments from that hard point. Is 100 Thieves able to close it out? But what a brilliant job. It's what Kenny with the 2 or 3 kills to get in. It forces the streak out so early.
Yeah, it could have been a great setup. I don't know where Kenny flew in from. I think it was top hallway where he finds those kills. And well, then they avoid the Hellstorm. A couple of players go down. Octane just pulls out the Tempest and they just go. And this is where Sim, he made it interesting. The problem was though, it was just one more second for 100 Thieves to close the game out. They all had to push the contest, and well, Clay has to run through one little doorway, and that's going to be it.
And for E United, the one thing to feel good about, you basically played them 50-50 after the opening moments. They go down, 80 or so points very early in this. Then they play it about even, but yeah, just too late. But I think you may have learned if you're United, hey, we can play with them in hardpoint. Like, we get that map where we know we can do it.
Just worries me though, because we're talking about too late. They have to win 2 best-of-5s. Like, you come off a 3-0 over Optic. Well, we always talk about if you're going to win 2 best-of-5s, try to make that first one as quick as possible. Make it a 3-0. Put the pressure on the team coming from winners bracket.
And is that on an energy, like a stamina standpoint to keep it going through the tournament, or purely a momentum thing?
I just think it's an energy thing, right? Just from the tournament, the way they've been able to play. But we'll see if they can tie the series up as we load on into this search and destroy.
You've got to feel like this is a do-or-die moment for E United. They have to get this search win. It's where they're favored in the series. You just can't go down 0-2 when you've got to win 2 best-of-5s, and they need to get it going early. Simp, the guy that needs to be a phenom. It's an early hit towards the A site for E United. They back up 100 Thieves. They'll rotate in, and more than likely this is going to be a 5-on-5 retake. Yeah, we've seen this quite a lot throughout the weekend. A lot of teams just sort of cheating towards B. That means you're going to give up the plant. But who's going to find that first blood? Pristini in a great position, trying to stay alive. Here we go. Simp, the young superstar. He's going to find the trade. Arsenes has his back, but now it's a 3 versus 3. I think Sim just gets stuck there trying to wrap back in.
Again, man.
Runs into the post.
Kenny again, he's still alive.
Now Octane versus Slasher. Octane Slasher versus Clayster. Clayster is going to fall. Slasher gets the pick, and it's the first round, the 100 Thieves. And God, Simp there, man. You just saw the movement. He tried to get back into showers, just bumps into that wooden post. He gets back safe. Who knows how that goes, but that's a tough pill to swallow in the early going for United.
But usually when it comes down to those 5 versus 5, it's who finds the multi-kill, right? Who finds that to give that team the advantage. This time it was Kenny. We're going to see it from his point of view. He's just been so clutch today, putting so much pressure on the United, just getting through showers, was able to get through that doorway, and that gives him that 3 versus 2.
Into round 2. 100 Thieves now on offense. Similar strat right in to the A side, but it's more aggressive from United on defense. They've got everybody here. The first 2 kills go their way. 4 are going to be down. It's Pristini with 3. Kenny the last man up. Can he get some heroics going? He will get cut down, but what a defensive stand from E United. And Pristini makes the play.
Yeah, he's able to find those 3 kills. Tie the game up 1-1. going to see he finds that best play. Well, he just flies on through so quick. Such a fast player.
Well, how different was that defensive look from the other side? You saw kind of the passive defense today, the rotation in, the 5-on-5 retake for 100 Thieves. United, like, screw it. We are going at you. Confidence abound, aggression there. They cruise on through, but now it's Octane. Paladin in hand.
Yeah, plays got to be careful. So we're going back to A. Kenny, Enable, just going to back on up, or we're going to have a very similar situation. Bomb going down. How does this setup change for United? Yeah, Clayster, maybe watch that number 5. Is he going to try to go on a flank? He is. So watch number 5. They have to buy enough time for Clay. They have to try and wait. And well, the cluster's in.
Here he goes.
And here we go. Clayster, this is going to be a big play on the flank. Able to find one. Finds a second as well. That's 3 down for 100. He finds the third. Clayster with the big flank.
What did I say right before this? One triple kill for Clay could be the difference to get him going. And there it is. Do we see a different Clay now in this series? Not the one that went double negative in map 1. Sometimes it is a small moment. You had a long career, you know, it can flip like a switch. You have a big play, and suddenly you're a different player. I've seen it so many times over the course of Clay's career. Is that the moment?
See if it is. Well, 100 Thieves, a very slow attack, very spread out, not going into that A side. Octane trying to find a pick. You can see this trap that United set up towards the B side. They've completely given up A. Yeah, Clayster watching top middle. There we go. They're actually going to rotate them back. Both teams have a similar situation, and Sim, such a good sniper, going to find the first blood.
3 players on the 100 Thieves side start to inch their way towards the A site. Clayster, the hero of the last round, is here. The damage is in. A BC there to work with it actually feeds into a team kill. 2 going to be down for 100 Thieves. Advantage still to United. Hold that. Sip with another one. And what is that hit marker? As he tags the leg on the cross. Now Strike going to be out. The slide is in. The kill is finished. And Slasher, we'll see you later.
The reads are here from E United, but it starts with Simp with that first blood. Octane, he challenges him with that thermal sniper rifle. The cluster comes in, and he's just so confident in any situation, pulls out that strike, has a little bit of help, but he knows he's going to win this gunfight.
I mean, that round was ridiculous. He hits the first blood. He gets a stick. Then that hit marker, what the hell was that?
Just got to shoot your shot.
Yeah, as simple as that, Joe. Oh, 3-1 now to E United. Back to A, similar strat we saw just a couple offenses ago. And Simp, because of that round, now 200 points off of streaks. Tagged up, oh my God, he's trying to get away with his life, but he's such a distraction. I guess everybody gets kills in the front, and now he comes back in. Abizi with the kill, Simp with the assist, and he gets his plant, he gets a lightning.
Now a 2 versus 4. Slasher trying to find a timing, not able to do so. It's all on Octane. He's got a sniper rifle. Abizi going to clean it on up. It's adjustment time for 100 Thieves. They're going to have to make some small ones going forward.
Think about these winning rounds you've had for United. A triple from Clay, 3 in a row, 3 in a round from Simp, 3 in a round from Abizi. These individual numbers, that's right. Every round victory they've had, somebody is going absolutely massive. I think the beautiful thing of it for United, it's been a different player across the board. Somebody is stepping it up in these rounds. And that way you get it clicking, or it's just a feel-good feeling, right, for the squad.
And it's all been towards this A site, and that's exactly what I would do if I was 100 Thieves. Try to go towards B, but look at this trap that's set up. We'll see if they're going to be ready for this. The aggression's there from E United. Kenny, though, ready for it. But the trades there. Clayster has his back as Pristini finds a kill. The snipe not in from Simp. A very rare miss. Now all down to a 3 versus 3.
And they're going to go ahead and rotate, but look at the pressure up mid-map immediately. Clayster's going to be here. Clayster's going to have the angle. He spots him and backs him up, so now you have to make a decision if you're 100 Thieves. Yeah. They are so trapped in, and there's the flick, and there's the house arm! What is that shot? Are you kidding me, Simp?
Oh, you know he's challenging. You know he's challenging.
The young god! my God! And another round where a player gets 3. United find the victory. If we were wondering if he'd be nervous on the main stage in his first grand final,
no.
The answer is hell no.
Well, now you have those streaks to work with as well. Octane, nope, doesn't have the sniper, just an ICR. Lightning gonna ping it, doesn't call it in just yet, just gonna give his team the information. But that isolates Enable out, and that's a first blood. There's been, what, that's 5 rounds in a row where it's been all United with those first bloods.
They can close it out here. They can tie up the series at 1-1.
Priest goes on a flamethrower through the middle of the map, and well, he's gonna find 2 kills. So now it's a 2 versus 2, but Sim, well, he was behind him.
It's all down to Slasher. He's got to clutch. Arcades and Sim trying to hunt him down. Slasher wins the first, can't win the second, and your series is all square. So far, Joe, kind of what you expected. 100 Thieves favored in the hard point, E United favored in the search. They've done what they're best at, but what is scary now, if you think of what you're best at, for 100 Thieves, it is the respawn. You get more respawns within the series, so it's the control up next. If you're E United, you've got to take one of them. Is their best chance in the control?
I mean, we're going back to gridlock, and when it was winners round 1, they lost it 3-0. Now they can make some adjustments. We always talk about how tough it is to beat the same team twice in the tournament because those adjustments can come on in. It has to come in the control. I just feel like 100 Thieves is way too strong on hardpoint.
Well, before we get to the control, let's take a look at the scuff play of the game, and who the hell else could it be? It is Simp snapping with the snipe. This quick scope, that was something special. And the final kill on top to get all 3. The last bullet in the chamber. Of course he hits it. And you can see they're trying to get the crowd riled up, trying to get behind him. And I think there is, yes, Clay is a fan favorite, but there's also a bit of an underdog story here. I think people know they got top 16 last event. Last time they were in a grand final, they get 3-0 smoke. Now they represent. They get a map on the board in the grand final. Can they do it, Joe? I mean, it's still a long road.
Can. Yeah, it's a long. They have to win a respawn. To me, that's it. If you go to a game 5, I think they can absolutely do it. Because to be honest, 100 Thieves really hasn't impressed me in Search and Destroy. Okay. Now they're at 3 and 5 throughout this weekend. You know, you would think you're so good at respawn, you put a little bit of extra focus on that Search and Destroy. But E United, when they're all just dropping 3 kills in each round, how are you gonna beat them?
Well, we've got a lot to come. It's 1-1. It's control up next. London, the world, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick break. grand final here in CWL London, and so far, 100 Thieves take the respawn, E-United take the search and destroy, but we get headed to control as the Shut Up Maven chants continue. I love you all.
I forgot to hit the button.
Welcome back, buddy.
I'm back. No, I think the big thing for control, again, we're going back to gridlock. We saw it in winners round 1. It was 3-0 to 100 Thieves. But since then, we know E-United has improved, especially since #1 in control, KD. We just saw him put on a show in map 2. He can do it again in map 3.
He's been insane. Absolutely insane, but E-United had got to take a respawn. You thought control was going to be their best chance to do it, and the stat you just highlighted, there it is on your screen. #1 overall. You know, you need the other guys to step it up, but he has got to be the absolute beast he's been throughout. Here we go. Map 3, all square, the swing game. E-United's POV and the #1 control player at the tournament. It is Simp as he's looking for the entries.
And well, 100 Thieves are going to find all the kills inside the A site. They're going to have to place their work up the top street. 100 Thieves going to push on through. We'll see if E-United try to retake this. They may. As they find a couple of kills, you can see they're just going to go through this hole. Well, the pressure's here. There's 4 players from E-United. Pushing on up, just trying to contest it. We saw this was a problem with 100 Thieves against Optic Gaming, where they would get off A. Basically, they would lose so many lives just trying to progress at this point.
Well, it's a guessing game sometimes. Do we spread the map? Do we leave 2 here? Do we try to get position in the rotation to B? Or do we just hold here, stack and finish it, and they take a bit of a gamble? The gamble appears to be paying off. One person trying to finish A. This is a huge one-on-one. It's Pristini going up against Priesta, and Pristini's able to win it. But now on the other side of things, you're close to getting your second tick, and look at the 18 control you already have from 100 Thieves. 2 points in. Octane, 200 points off streaks, and B is done. This has been a lethal opening attack from 100 Thieves.
And well, that's why you don't see teams go for that retake too often, because they flood forward through the hole, and what happens, those guys that come off spawn, they immediately just go towards that B site. And Octane, we've talked about his ICR. He just does it differently. I don't know what he does differently, but the guy puts up insane stats where we typically don't see it. Usually it's guys with Atmatics. And well, he's able to earn some streaks. A 6-1 start for him.
100 Thieves now building this attack. So much time to work with. That's huge for E-United. You get a clear. It's 4 down. Octane, the last man up for 100 Thieves. He's peppering in shots. The re-challenge comes in, and he will end up dropping. So you get the 5-man clearance. You give yourself a bit of breathing room to now layer the map as you were just getting honed in on towards that A site.
Well, now it comes a decision for 100 Thieves where you have a lot of time to work with. There's 90 seconds left. 11 versus 12 in the life count. Do you try to win an offensive round right off the start with a streak? You have that lightning strike. Do you try to break on through with it? He's going to ping it just to give the call out, to give them some map position. And maybe as soon as they get into the positions they want, they're going to use it. But Abizi, Pristini, they're both going to get caught.
3 are now down for United. This is the moment. Sim's got to be a hero. The flood is coming in. He's pitched from every side. The timing does not work out, and that's going to be site control over to 100 Thieves. That's going to be round 1, but it's the opening from 100 Thieves that was too strong. The gamble paid off.
I mean, United did a great job. Yeah, they retook A, but the problem was the 1 player at B. I think he lost the 1 versus 1 now. Octane might even be this right here. He's going to find Placer inside the 18, and this gunfight right here opens things up for 100 Thieves. Yeah, that's a BZ. You can see the level that Octane's playing, and he finds both kills. That gives them positioning at the B site.
And Pristini wins his 1 on the other side, but when Octane kills 3 of your members, I mean, it just completely opens it up. Hell, Priesta wins that one-on-one. The game might just end there on both points. Well, now United, can they strike back on offense? Let's see what kind of push they've got. 4 right in towards A, 1 up mid-map. Priesta goes flying out. You get the entry kill from Pristini. United desperately need a massive round. They've got to bring it back. They were smoked in the opening round, so let's get it right to an Astro Gaming listen-in with the United.
Go through.
All going through. Everyone.
Don't go hole.
Go hole. Back water, back rock.
Maybe left side.
Two back rock, Ian's 1 shot.
Yeah, one shot. Yo, hold on.
Hold back, Johnny. Whole week, one more middle.
Keep going through.
Stay alive.
Not gonna try and throw a cafe.
One shot.
Going around again.
Fucking hole. Standing hole.
Go back right.
No, slow down.
He's there. Back right.
We sent us.
Got that guy?
Anyway,
Two more holes. I'm going under bridge.
Go.
Yo, I can't be
Two mid.
Oh, wow, behind us.
Back B. Back
Watch
crash,
out.
guys.
Is that a bridge?
Back crash, guys.
What are we trying here? What are we doing here?
I'm dead.
What are we doing here, guys?
Go to pitch.
Splitting.
Go tree. Dead. That's two. Go to pitch.
Raven top, bro.
Middle, he's middle. Octane middle, one shot middle.
Middle dead.
Alright,
Back alley.
Yo, I'm just flanking.
Go top. Kenny top.
Have to get our saws.
He jumped out of back base.
Back door, Sim.
One shot.
You're fine. Yo, none of that. Let's go.
That's like sushi. Slasher.
Going back alley. Wait, you're alone, Sushi. Don't
I know. I saw them. I need help.
Go top middle. He's sliding out. He's pushing up.
Hey, one shot. I got it.
Yo, one sushi. Close right corner.
I'm going.
Hey, three.
Sushi corner. Sushi heady, one shot, man.
Nice, four.
Getting back in.
Yo, last guy flank, I think.
Maybe. I'm looking at
Hey, top broken.
Lighting.
Top broken dead.
Back 18 dead.
Oh, he killed.
Alright, we're good.
Damage back in team favor.
Stay alive.
Octane ends up getting 4, and that shuts down the push from E United. 2 behind the lightning strike, but quickly, Joe, what did you like from the listen-in?
Well, there was one thing I didn't like, and that was Clayster asking, what are we doing, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing off spawn? This guy's supposed to be your leader. I know we talk about arsenals, he could really step up vocally, but in times of big moments, usually it's Clay sort of calling out, this is what we have to do. But after that, he sort of regains. You know, Simp loses a gunfight, starts to complain a little bit, and Clay's like, none of that. Let's go. Focus on your next life.
Things to love, things to not love, but Octane, you gotta appreciate greatness. 17-5, 6 kills in a row. He's shooting off feet under the truck, for God's sake, as he continues the incredible rhythm he's been in the course over the course of this event. But with 15 seconds left, it's Simp by himself. First 9 lives on 100 Thieves. Surely too tall in order, as everything against him. And now E United at risk of going down 2-0 in this control.
And it reminds me a lot of map 1, right? Because there's an instance where they can get back into a round. And guess what? There's a streak in the back pocket of 100 Thieves where Octane's able to find 3 kills. They get all the map position in the world. And that's the end of the round, right? Just like Hardpoint, when E United's on the comeback, guess what? We have a streak to deal with it. They just can't allow those streaks to happen. You have to start trading those kills.
100 Thieves so clinical, so strong in the respawns, and they're asserting their dominance once again here. Octane's 245 off streaks. Tempest available as well, yep. Flying in is Priesta. Will the trades be there? Nice shots from Octane, looking to pick up this streak. 7 in a row now for him. Some friendly fire through. Leads to Arseny's picking up 2 as Octane continues to work on these streaks. Slasher, though, clears out the back line, and now it'll be Tempest in for Octane. Can he connect on one crucial shot to do damage early on the shower side?
Placer on the flank. Number 10, he's going all the way around. Is he going to be able to shut this down? Simp, Brissini all find kills now. The Tempest comes in. Enable able to find 2. Slasher finds a 3rd. It's only a 2-kill deficit. Make it 3 as Enable. He starts to heat on up. But you have the streaks. Can E United survive? Taking a look at the top right. You have the Tempest on Brissini. Simp getting close to War Machine. Abizi with the Grass Slam, so they're going to have some tools and utility to work with. But they need to get them first.
The lightning strike comes in. It's 1 kill and a team kill for Octane. They've got him pushed back. Yeah, Priesta is locked inside of 18. A big one-on-one for him, and now a grab slam available. They can go for the jugular here and close it out. Will they do just that? As he continues to try and finesse around this central pillar, just goes ahead, screw it. The grab slam in. 3 down for E United. 4 down, 1 remaining. It's Clayster, and as he falls, so do the hopes of E United this game 3. It's 100 Thieves making it look easy as they take the 2-1 edge of the series.
There was a couple of nice trades from E United, but yeah, you have the grab slam, you have all those tools. E United doesn't even earn them. They don't even get to their specialists to use them 1 time in this game. 100 Thieves, it's the same thing that we saw in the winners round 1, where it's a 3-on gridlock control.
What is it about this composition, about this team, that makes them so good in response?
It's just the small decision makings that these guys make. And I'm going to give a shout out to Coach Crowder, because I just feel like when I watch the videos, I see the maps that come up for 100 Thieves. It's exactly what they want, exactly what they want to play with. They make it so tough for teams to play against them.
Well, you hear the run it up chants. This 100 Thieves a map away from getting their first Call of Duty Major Championship as an organization. What are you giggling at, the beanie?
Dude, just look at that enable photo. Just try not to laugh, right? Like it's...
Now, if you're E United, you have to do what very few teams have been able to do, and that's beat this 100 Thieves team in a hard point. You saw the stat earlier, 30-7 since this squad formed in the Pro League and Priesta came on board. Fixed their hard point woes. I mean, it was not a good game mode for them. Really, when they first were formed, it was really just the control. They were solid at Priesta comes in. They've been lights out in hard point. They just need to show how good they are one more time. What's your key for E United? If they're going to somehow win this hard point, what's it going to be?
I'm trying to hear these shots.
We got the whole talent team. Miles is there, Momo, Benson, Martin. We saw Tunney as well as they're having fun in the crowd.
No, but back to your point.
And the Banana Men.
With Gridlock Hardpoint, I'm not exactly sure how much 100 Thieves has played Gridlock Hardpoint. It's usually one of the maps that a lot of teams veto against them, that and Arsenal, because they're just so good at it online. Teams try to avoid it. I mean, for United, it's the same thing to me. They have to keep up with the slaying power of 100 Thieves. Don't allow those multi-kills to happen. Those clutch moments that we continue to touch on for 100 Thieves, shut them down. Earn those streaks. Well, we'll see if they pull away and get us to a map 5.
But is that what spells disaster for you when you think that this is more than likely, this is 100 Thieves pick? This is one of their strongest hard points.
I don't even know if it is. It's just they're so good at their map pool is so vast.
Pick your poison, yeah, pick your poison. Here we go. What could be the final map of CWL London. 100 Thieves can close it out here. Or can E United get into their mode? Can they get into a search and destroy and maybe push it to a second best of 5? They cannot do what they did in the map 1. They cannot start slow. They have to get something going early, Joe.
Yeah, well, Priesta did what I just said. He found 3 kills in a row. Now we'll see if he starts to work towards those streaks. On the other side, it was Arcitys, but that's 3 dead once again for United. All the 1 versus 1s going the way of 100 Thieves. This is going to be 50 seconds right off the break for 100 Thieves.
And it was streaks early for 100 Thieves that were so lethal. Now it's Priesta. 50 seconds into the game, and already 100 points off. I say, please reload. He got 6 bullets in the clip. There's a streak. The cluster finishes the assist. And now, just extra utility, another one-on-one to 100 Thieves. It's a big lead early. They're in the hard point. Streaks to use, and this looks very similar to game 1.
Yeah, and even while we were on board with Priesta, it was Kenny who found 2 kills near the top of the street to just fulfill that pinch, get them in the hill. Now you have United spawning in a very bad position. We'll see if United can contest some time. But 100 Thieves have the perfect setup that they want. Otis is taken down by his own trophy, so
That's
I guess
tough.
there's one good thing.
That's tough. You'll take the little victories right now when you're not finding many. But one thing United wasn't able to do in that first hard point was any really consistent solid hold, like that 50-point swing.
Oh, man.
And you just saw 100 Thieves get a stellar hold at second. And now the rotation across. One more time, they might break through early in transition.
And what's it behind? It's behind a multi-kill. Our season simp will at least slow it down for 100 Thieves. They have the setup that they want. You have Placer watching the middle of the map. We'll see if Priesta is going to use a streak here or just hold on to him. 3 kills come in, make it 4 come in for United. Finally, some time coming in for United.
You needed this so desperately if you're E United. A team kill and for 100 Thieves alleviates a bit of the five-man push and the pressure. Is this that perfect call they lack in the game one to get them right back in the mix? Something to get behind is 4 down once again for 100 Thieves and Arcitys, 225 off streaks.
Now it's time to watch the top side of the map. The rotation's coming in for 100 Thieves. What can Sim find? Here's the trophy go
Nice
down.
shots.
Nice gunfight win. Has the help of a BZ as well. If they can get these hard points back to back, number 3 and number 4, they can take the lead. A great response at that tree hill out of E United. We'll see if they can get a pair of streaks out of Arcitys.
And they need him. Priesta earned his so early. Hundred Thieves got in for just a moment. Arcitys still trying to bait here. Just find the streaks.
No.
And he gets caught. Tries to wrap back. Priesta makes him pay. So not only has Priesta gotten streaks for the 100 Thieves side, but he also cuts them short for E United. But the lead, it has dwindled. E United right back into this game after going down early. Arcitys comes off spawn and breaks right back in with 2 big ones. Slasher, his best impression to go ahead and answer, but lead change to E United. Now in front, what Arcitys couldn't get, his brother could do. Streaks for Pristini, and they come out right away. The Lightning in towards mid-map.
This is what you need out of Pristini. He's the X factor for this team. And well, one streak's gonna be responded by another.
Wow.
Priesta's gonna find 3.
Wow. 4.
He's gonna find 4. And now if you're Pristini, he's gonna find 3 as well. It's just raining missiles. All 5 down for 100 Thieves.
What a sequence from both teams is hell raining from the sky. And another one comes in. Priesta ends up using both. Wow.
And after everything, E United have control, but still a 20-point lead finally for E United.
It's a battle at mid-map, but Priesta still left standing, trying to contest. The hipfire is good, but he can't slide away. Abizi going to be the last man up to try and put more time to E United.
Yeah, and Arcitys rotated early towards this truck hill, and he finally won a 1 versus 1 against Octane, finds the second on the Slasher. That propels his team forward, gives them that control of the map. And now it just feels like E United, they're in a bit of a rhythm right now.
The momentum building, they needed it desperately, and you can feel the change in the atmosphere here in the venue as they go on a bit of a tear. But as we get back to second, in the second set, it's 100 Thieves in control early, but it's Pristini with a chance to collapse. He's the man that can make the play. Abizi gets a kill on the front. When will the pinch come in? Pristini wins his one-on-one, and now this is the chance. Look how far out number 4 and number 1 are spawning for 100 Thieves. They've got to make a play, and they've got to make it quickly. Octane, the last man up. He will drop. It's a massive, massive break for E United.
What a life out of Pristini. I mean, if you want to learn how to play some of the best Call of Duty in the world, especially on Gridlock Hardpoint, go watch that play to help his team break hill number 2. Going towards this tree hill, Sim already here. It's going to be tough to win this rotation. He's going to get stunned up. Priest and Enabler are going to fly forward. Pristini trying to hold on, but he needs some help. You're just a little bit staggered right now if you're in E United. You got to be a little bit careful, but Clay finds 2.
Sim ends up dropping, but it's Arcitys picks up a song and has the ICR song combo to work with on the other end. Gets the trophy in, and what do we have from a specialist standpoint? Abizi getting close to that grab slam. Pristini has the Tempest to work with, but it's just trade after trade after trade and tree until Slasher gets 2, and it's immediate call of the War Machine as another lead change looming. It's 100 Thieves that now are going to take control.
Now Sim used his War Machine Slasher. Now I don't think he's going to find much. Big rotation. All of United are here. A lead change, but once again, Abizi has this grab slam. Slasher continues his little bit of a spree. Priesta has his help. The rest of United all inside. That Saw duo is here, but Priesta gets away with his life. Able to slide on in and win 1. Grab slam out from Priesta. Didn't have the best first one, but connects with his
That
second.
is a huge moment for Priesta. Big one-on-one, the ability to finesse and stay alive, and then right back in with the grab slam. Now it's Abizi's turn to get in. His teammates win the kills in front. Sip gets a double. 3 down for 100 Thieves. As this has been a very different affair than our first hard point, as the crowd's starting to ramp up.
Abizi's going to connect with 2, and he's just flying forward, trying to get these guys spawned out. And does just that. 100 Thieves already thinking about rotating towards top middle. Placer's already up here, trying to lock this down. Lead change in. E United back in front. There we go. It just feels like the kill feed starting to get a lot more blue ever since midway through this map.
It certainly has, but no streaks this time. And what was the Missile Haven top middle last time through? This time it'll have to be gun up. Octane has a Tempest if he opts to use it for a hold. Kenny getting close to the TAC 5 as well. But it's contested right now. Octane brings it in. He's gonna drop almost immediately. But Slasher and Kenny, they find kills in pairs. And that is 4 down. Make it 5 down. What a moment for 100 Thieves.
It just can't happen. You know, I feel like
I thought you did the hard part.
Yeah.
You end up killing the Tempest. But after that, you don't find another kill.
And what happens when you don't trade those kills? You have another player getting very close to streaks for 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves will use the TAC 5. Slasher on a 4 streak will find the Lightning and the Hellstream to work with. They'll be the first to eclipse that 200-point mark. This rotation could be everything.
Yeah, Pristini in that back position once again, just trying to stay alive. Back ambulance. He's gonna get hunted down by Enable. Octane also takes down Abizi. Just trying to stay alive up top street. The United, they're there. They have a little bit of control. They have some presence here.
But the Lightning able to pick up 1. 100 Thieves can taste it. There's blood in the water. They're so close to closing this out. E United spawning out as they're patiently waiting on the pinch. It's going to be Abizi that has to work magic. Him and Pristini get 3. They needed a break, and it looks like they have just that. As Pristini gets 3. It's 4 in a row, and that is a break in desperation that they had to get, as now Placer's roaring.
All right, 25 seconds on this. Slasher's gonna call in the Hellstorm. Now I think this play is just to get them off this hill. He's gonna find Abizi. This is gonna allow them to win the rotation. You see Priest and Enable already rotated towards Dojo. Pristini still has to fight this. And well, they're able to win a couple of gunfights, but they're not near tree. 100 Thieves, only 21 more seconds to take home the title. Abizi's gonna find a couple of members off at spawn. Able to almost snap on the Slasher. But United, they're here. They're inside tree.
They're down 9. 2 off streaks is Pristini, and 2 teammates have dropped. He's got to go huge in towns. Abizi at least able to get 2 on the other side. He can't finish the first. He'll end up dropping, and now E United are spawning out. Only 17 more points needed for 100 Thieves. You need 1 more break. 1 more if you're E United.
Sip able to find 2 behind the cluster. 8 more seconds. Sip finds 3. They have to contest. Slasher with the War Machine. He gets taken down. They can't win here. They cannot win here.
E United are in though, and they've got the left side of the minimap. This one's going down to the wire, Joe.
Sip's got the War Machine up. Big one-on-one win by Enable. On to Clayster. He's going to get him up top. You have to get off the hill. If you're United, you have to get off of it. You have to rotate inside of this house. Sip behind his War Machine. Can he break? He's only going to find 1 and get taken down.
But the trades, they're coming through. Kenny though with the headshots, they're in the hard point. Just 2 more points needed. There's no contest. And we've got a new champion. It is 100 Thieves that do it. first time as an organization, 100 Thieves, they hoist the trophy. They are your CWL London champions. What a moment. What a moment. There was so much doubt early in the year when 100 Thieves came out flat. They didn't perform at the level you would thought they would with all of those superstars behind it. But now, with this event, Joe, they've shut everyone up.
They absolutely have. I mean, just the respawn game modes. I mean, just talk about the additions that they made early on, adding Priest, Coach Crowder. And every single time we saw them, it felt like they improved, got better and better. And they're just ridiculous. They're on another level right now. You gotta work some S&D magic that they back in. Sure, they'll improve that at Pro League and Anaheim moving forward. But what a tournament for them.
In the course of this year, just how impressive a win is that, how they were able to roll through the winner's bracket.
I mean, they just beat everybody that they had to, right? Like any competition. It was a tough pool, right? One of the toughest pools that we've seen.
Their biggest
beat
test
out the gaming and
was
win
what
the final.
GG when they went down 2-0, right? They had to perform that reverse sweep. That might have been that moment. They knew they had it once they were able to take that series, but it just feels like the sky is the limit with this particular team. But on the other end, with the United coming off the top 16, you have got to feel so good about this run. I don't think there are a lot of people that thought you would see United in the grand final.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can make the argument for it, right, just due to the talent that we've seen, especially with Simp. But yeah, I just thought there was a lot of heavy hitters, Luminosity, the result that they've had, but for United, a great showing, absolutely. And there was a couple of chances throughout those hard points to get right back into it.
Great showing, but your champions are 100 Thieves. What a battle in the grand final. But for now, let's get it to the stage. Martin, take it away, sir.
Congratulations, very well played. Let's start with you. What does this win mean to you?
Personally, it means a lot. Oh, Jesus Christ! It means a lot to me. Not only for us as a team, but this is the first championship 100T has brought home, and we want to do it for Nate. He's been just an amazing owner to us and friend. I couldn't be happier to get this chip for 100T.
Octane, coming into this event, did you think you would go home rather, a champion?
I won last time I was here. I was only fitted to win another one, right?
Fair enough. Any shout outs you guys would like to give to your fans here in the arena or back home?
Thank you for the support, and I want to shout out John Robinson. The support's been unreal. I love all you guys. Much love. I don't have nothing to say, but shh.
And we're going to keep running it up at all the events rest of the year, know that.
All right. Well, congratulations again.
Shout out John Robinson, shout out Nate Shot, shout out Oak Boys Worldwide. Appreciate y'all. Much love. You guys have been amazing all weekend. Thank you. Love y'all.
All right, we do have one more award to announce, so please join me in welcoming from Astro Game, we have Shady.
Oh, hey, how's it going, London? How's it going, London? All right. On behalf of Astro Gaming, I'd like to present the Astro Gaming MVP to Octane.
All right, well done. Congratulations once again, your CWL London champions, 100 Thieves. For now, back over to Katie at the desk.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Just there you have it. Our champions of CWL London, 100 Thieves, our MVP, Octane. It was just amazing, and really, you guys, we all said it. It came down to those respawns, and 100 Thieves just had the fire that United didn't. Incredible, incredible. Congratulations to them.
That old adage of S&D wins championships. For 100 Thieves, they don't give a damn about S&D. Respawn wins championships for those guys. Congratulations to them. Well played this whole weekend.
I mean, I gotta say though, let's talk, Nameless, a little bit about that S&D because it looked phenomenal from E United. They really just kind of ran over 100 Thieves the entire time. And again, we saw
they did.
He couldn't have a better debut. I mean, if they won, maybe, but phenomenal for him.
If E United won this tournament, Sip would have definitely been the MVP. Unfortunately, they had to play 100 Thieves who were on point in the respawns. They lost, what, 4 respawns in this entire tournament? They just won 3 in that series and dominated and got that championship. And I got to say, shout out to Enable for that map 1 performance. Played amazing, stepping it up, doing what he needed to do in the respawns. And 100 Thieves, they deserve that win.
In general, Enable was amazing on respawn. Even on that last map, he won the initial fight against Clayster to break in to actually win that last. If he had lost that fight, he would have spawned all the way across the map.
Off the rotation.
Off rotation. He won a big fight, got in for 100 Thieves, and then they were able to close out. And Able, as we always talk about his search and destroy, but as off as he can be in search and destroy, that's how good he is in hardpoint. Like, he put on a show today.
Yeah, I mean, he gets championships. 1-1 last year, 1-1 this year. This guy's just a beast. 100 Thieves, they're on point.
And shout out to Priester, man. It was all the what ifs since Fort Worth. That guy just came in and dominated. We saw that gridlock hardpoint. Pretty sure he was like 35 and 20. Like the guy was going absolutely off. Shuts everybody up with the what if. Like, what if he was still there? But just overall, congratulations to the teams. Shout out to Nate Shot.
I was actually with Nate at in Fort Worth when his team was losing, and he looks so sad. Like, he really wears it on his sleeve. Like, he was truly down. So I know when he was watching this match, I know that he was jumping up and down, staring at his laptop, going crazy. Congratulations to 100 Thieves. Congratulations to him. Great job.
It is such a feel-good story for these guys because, like, in the beginning of the season, they weren't that great, right? Like, people had a lot of questions on them. Like, you form this powerhouse roster and you're not winning. You're not even getting top 8, and then they make that roster change. They pick up Priesta, the golden child, who just fixes all their problems, and they just instantly become comfortable, and you're like, wait, they've gotten a little bit better, but can they win an event? And over the last month or two, we've seen this organic progression in every single player on this team. Octane rise to become the best they are once again. We see Slasher playing amazing, and everybody on this team just, Kenny being that selfless player, Enable stepping up in the respawns. Everybody's so comfortable. It's a perfect team at the moment, and that's why they coasted to that final and dominated and won through the winner's bracket.
Yeah, and I mean, everyone, we've mentioned Nade, everyone else, Priesta, Crowder, congratulations as well, their coach. Now let's look at the final moments of our grand final that gave it to 100 T.
This was a crazy ending to Hardpoint. There were a few hills where, you know, you just didn't quite know which way it was going to go. And in the beginning of this match, 100 Thieves had a pretty decent lead, and United here in Showers, it was like the first rotation of Showers where they started to come back into the game. 100 Thieves actually had a time in the map where they could have just ran away with it.
This is what makes gunfight talk about. Once you lose that, you lose rotation.
If he loses that fight, he's all the way across the map. That back corner where Clay spawned, where number 9 spawns on your mini-map, that's an able spawn. And he has to book it all the way across the map, and his team's in a 4v5. But he wins the map, he wins that fight, and Clayster spawns there, and there you go. That's a huge, one gunfight right there is a huge difference in the outcome of this game.
But I think, too, especially that, to be able to come back and make it that competitive from United at the beginning, when I think 100T at one point was like a 91 to 10 to 15, something like that at the very
They were beating them by like 40, 50 points.
Yeah.
And if they held on to showers, they would have ran away with
Those
that
are the
game.
swings of hard point, though. And there was a point when Pristini was actually going off in the dojo hill, the final hill of the rotation, and they were both Prisa and Pristini both had streaks, and I think if Pristini held on to his lightning and waited for the hill to actually pop, they would have won that whole hill. But he used it first, and then Prisa uses his, and then Pristini used his, and then finally Prisa used his final streak, and that was the determining factor in 100 Thieves controlling that hill and being able to win rotation to the next.
Yeah, the streak usage was on point as well, and even on that first map, we saw how when 100 Thieves picked up those streaks, they would use all their specialists on the hill, and right when it would go to the next one, they'd get ready to use those streaks, and they had the patience to wait for those first bloods. Like when they were going towards the statue hill, they would wait for that first blood, they call in that lightning, and they get control of the hill. That's just veteran plays right there. That's teamwork and having confidence to actually do a coordinated push rather than jump the gun and try to get to the hill early.
Yeah, again, I mean, just such incredible performance from 100T. You did see those final standings there. Of course, 100 Thieves in first place, followed by United, Optic Gaming, and Envy, rounding out that top four. Congratulations to all of them on their placements. Again, all of these teams, so many teams performing well. You can see it, it's up on your screen. Total pricing, how things lay out. And yeah, they gotta be 100T. They gotta be feeling pretty good.
They're going straight to the casino tonight.
That's a decent amount of cash, I'd say.
Yeah.
Oh my. In terms of the big picture of the Call of Duty World League right now, I don't think we've ever seen it this competitive. We have Luminosity, who just won the last tournament in a top 8 placing. We have Splice, who got second and third, not even on this thing at all. Like
Rec got top 4 at the last event.
Got third.
You know, they're in 8th, and then you have other teams like Envious stepping up and getting top 4, and that's their best placing of this game. Heretics starting to finally get into their final form. Like, this is the most competitive stage.
Shinji was in a spot to beat 100 Thieves. They took him up 2-0, took him last map, 6-4, lost to 100 Thieves. There's a lot of competition now. This is the best we've ever seen it by far.
And you look at number 3, right, and you see Optic Gaming, and you're like, that's a team that can, if this tournament plays again next weekend, they can quite possibly win it.
And now
one push goes Optic Gaming's way, and they're in grand finals.
That's crazy to think about.
That's insane.
And as you can see at the PlayStation Damage Dealt leaderboard up on your screen right now, no surprise, Octane still sitting at top, Slasher in third.
It's MVP.
I think our stat god JP told us
throughout the bracket
play, Octane went negative on one map, one respawn map, one
Unreal.
map. He went negative. That's absurd. That's absurd. He probably wasn't. Like, this guy's an animal.
We see some familiar names up there like Dashy, Temp, and Gunless, and those guys having some great tournaments, but Octane overall I think he's the best player in this building throughout every single day, and he's definitely the MVP, and I truly think he's the best player in the world right now.
Yeah, and I think actually it's been cool as well for United to get to this point, again, coming in second, but also for Bryce Vicento coming on as their coach. Fantastic performance from them. Again, him added into that mix. But it was just, it felt like it was all about 100 Thieves. Everywhere you saw, Twitter, Reddit, anywhere else, it was the heavy favorite. And clearly study, they showed very much so why everyone expected them to win.
Yeah, 100 Thieves, like I said, they just have a team full of champions. Every single person on that team is a champion now. Again, but just overall, the composure that team just showed was unbelievable. Just losing that S&D the way that they did, and then just to be able to bounce back in that control. Then going into that hard point, we saw obviously Priest picked number 4 piece with his Hellstorm, and then right after that, Pristini's able to. And then after that, it was Kenny and Slasher just picking up 2 pieces to even it out without even the score streak. It's just the team was so on point. Everything was just clicking on all cylinders. It's just a beautiful performance out of them.
And Pac, I absolutely agree with you that there's so much competition, and that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see that much talent, especially these new players coming into the scene, all that fire. It's wonderful to see. We're going to bring it up now, too, just to remind you of our Astro MVP. That is Octane, 100 Thieves. So impressive, really coming out for his team. That main AR just... Even if he sees a little foot, you know, under the truck, he's got it. No worries, dead.
Like, he just played amazing. And, you know, you see that Search and Destroy KD, and that's probably their worst game mode at the moment. And they can just go back and work on that, right? Like, there's so much data to go and watch. And you also have Pro League where you can try some things out and maybe deepen your map pool a little bit. But this is a refined team with the fundamentals and teamwork that you can build upon. And, you know, you can win championships with this squad as proven today. And, you know, if they fix the Search and Destroy, they're going to be just extremely difficult to beat.
Yeah, that is very true. And again, I think there were so many Pac-Man storylines that we could have looked at, and this was the what-if storyline. You know, there was the European storyline, there was the EU storyline, and it's so fun to see it come to fruition. I mean, you get to see Slasher smile, that's a rare occurrence. Everyone's so very happy.
What if storyline's fun, but like you don't want to take away from any other team's championship, like right? So LG won that championship, fair and square, good for them. But these guys came back, bounced back from the loss that they took, and they just came out so strong. They were better here. I feel like, they were, and that's another thing too. They were better here than they were there, for sure. I feel like, I said this a long time ago, Slasher's teams seem to get better as the team goes on, like as the game goes on. We don't really talk about his individual performance that much, but he's also been playing amazing the whole time, and that speaks to how good the players around him are doing. Like Octane's incredible, Priest is his inclusion on the team incredible, and Slasher's been doing the same thing for years now.
And Kenny's transformation into this team player is just, it's so impressive to me because players sometimes, you know, it's hard for them to stop playing for stats, and he's just become such a team player, him and Enable, doing what they need to do on the map for these guys to win. It's great.
Yeah, it is indeed to see someone kind of have that evolution in real time that we've seen this season.
He's a veteran now.
That is very true. And now that brings CWL London to a close. We've had 3 days of incredible action from our players and 3 days of incredible entertainment from our amazing crowd. A huge thank you to everyone that has made this an event to remember. Pro League returns on May 13th, so make sure you join us then. London, we will miss you so very much. Thank you for watching, and good night.
Deuces.
United to start their championship Sunday run with a quick 3-0.
My goodness, it is not over for the boys in blue.
It's almost finished. The last player, they get it done.
We'll see if B United can get a bit of map 1 revenge. Clayster shredding Envy.
2 players remain for Envy. Who can they hold on? And that's it.
Optic Gaming, 100 Thieves, the winner bracket final. Let's go, baby. 1.3 seconds, it's going to be Kenny again!
10 seconds for the win. Destiny arrives.
It's time to get to business. The losers final.